What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 65, and we start today's episode off with two-player conversations. Eze saying he wants me to give another chance to prove he's the best man for the job, and I was like, mate, you're starting every game, there's no need to worry. And also a big came in for Callum Robinson. Lazio putting a bid of £14 million for our Irish striker, and you might have noticed there, we had a bid from Arsenal, which was apparently rejected. Now that, I can only assume, came in on deadline day, when of course all our phone lines were down, the internet went down in the office, so yeah, we didn't know about it, and that's why we had no knowledge of that bid until I saw it there. But with Callum Robinson, now 27 years old, 78 rated, out of contract in the summer. Obviously, you guys would have noticed I did put him on a transfer list at the start of the season. No bids apart from that Arsenal, which we didn't know about, came in during the window. And I did try and negotiate a squad status with Callum for a new contract, and that was a rotation squad status. But the agent said no. He wouldn't accept a reduction in his squad role. He wanted to be an important first-team player. And the sad truth is that as much as we love Callum, after his goals in Season 1, he was our top scorer back in Season 1. The fact of the matter is, he's fifth-choice striker in this team. And quite frankly, he's never going to be more than fourth choice at best now. Ivan Toney and DCL are our bros up top. Those two have an amazing partnership as our first-choice striker duo. Morelos has come in and looked really good as well. He's our third-choice striker now. And Bernie, who signed a new deal in the summer, he is our fourth choice, and he started the season off really well too. So if Robinson was going to take a squad stats reduction and go to rotation, I would have given him a new deal and possibly a pay increase as well, but instead he wouldn't accept a squad rotation and squad rotation status, and therefore I negotiated a bid with Lazio of £16.5 million, and the Irish striker might be on his way to the Serie A come the 1st of January. It'll be a shame to see him go, because again, he's been a consistent member of our side. Whenever he plays well, but he's out of contract in the summer. He's 27 years old. He's not going to get better than 78 rated, or so you assume. So we're going to let him go, thank him for his service. And like with John Fleck, like with Oliver Norwood, it's in his best interest as well as our best interest as well. It's a mutually beneficial sale. Still, first game of today's episode as we bid a tearful farewell to Robinson was going to be against Newcastle United away at St James's Park here in the northeast of England, coming back from our trip to Austria on Thursday night with our big 5-0 victory in our Open Europa League game. Early on in the game, we would get ourselves a big slice of luck to go in front. Our club record signing Wilfred Ndidi getting his first goal for the club as the Magpies tried to play out from the back, got it horribly wrong, just like I did so many times last season as we went a goal up, and 27 minutes in we continue to stay in attack mode and we will get ourselves our second goal. Calvert-Lewin, who won the ball back close to our own corner flag, was involved in the move down the left hand side, the beneficiary of the assist for Ollie Shaw as he smacks it into the near post and continues his red hot start to the season as he makes it Newcastle United 0, Sheffield United 2. And in the 32nd minute again, staying aggressive, staying in attack mode, it was the same combination 5 minutes later once again. Shaw to DCL, great assist by Ollie Shaw, already his third assist in the opening games in the Premier League, and for DCL taking a bow, that's already goal number 6 in the Premier League for Sheffield United for our number 10. Calvert-Lewin, who scored 18 goals in the Premier League last year, had an amazing season in his first year back at Bramwell Lane, has started this season off laying down his intentions that he wants to be Golden Boot winner come the end of the season. If he can match Ivan Toney's goal tally of 40, I don't know what I'll do, but I don't think that's going to happen. But at the moment, he's on pace to do that. That's his 6th goal already. Incredible start for Calvert-Lewin. Another assist for Shaw. I love the ball forward too. And DCL should have had his second match ball of the season already as well. 12 minutes to go. Nice passing move. Sent through 1-on-1, but couldn't find the target. But either way, 3-0 the final score. We get the victory. That's the most important thing. And you can see what it meant to the boys at full time as well, because we have struggled mightily to begin this Premier League campaign off. 3 defeats in 5 games heading into this game. No points picked up away from home in the Premier League to start the season off. Just 6 points from a possible 15. The board have asked us to reach the Champions League come the end of the season for next year. I mean, if we're going to do that, we need more performances like that one and less performances like the Chelsea, Everton and Arsenal losses. Much better display. And on the back of that big 5-0 victory away in Austria on Thursday night, 8 goals scored and none conceded in our last 2 games in all competitions. That's much more like it. Much better from our Blades. But still falling out, we saw that Angus Reid has accepted his, was it Reid or was it Lee? I think it was a bid for Lee, wasn't it? Reid has been sold. He'll be leaving in January. One of those youth players with not the most potential, but a decent overall. But again, we are looking to sell quite a few of them just because we've got too many in our squad right now. We need to reduce our squad size if we are to start scouting again. And also, yeah, a bid for Lee from American side. He will most likely be leaving in January as well. And for our second of 4 games in today's episode, we will now take on Fulham away from home at Craven Cottage in the EFL Cup second round. And how nice was that to see? First goal of the game coming to Sheffield United, and it was Callum Robinson, our number 11, making it 1-0, getting on the end of McBurney through ball, and Ollie didn't stop there. He also assisted Brian Fagan, our 17-year-old Northern Irish midfielder who, as we know, has the exciting prospect tag, the high work rates, very good stamina as well, and the 5-star skill moves. I said I'd give him game time this season. I'm glad I have. He's looked very good early on to start the season off. He's got an assist, and now his first goal in professional football as well. So 2 assists for McBurney, 1 goal for Fagan, 1 goal for Robinson. Fulham would get a goal back 6 minutes after the restart. I made a terrible error with Nathan Wood there. God knows what I was doing. I tried to dummy the pressing striker. I dummied myself like a real dummy. Straight to the Fulham man, and a quick attack led them to score with Mitrovic making it 2-1. But we would hold on for the victory, and that is now 3 victories in all competitions for Sheffield United. So safe to say, back on track, and that might well have been Robinson's last goal for the club as well. Because as you can see, come the end of the game, it is now official. Callum signs a deal with the Italian side. The deal is £16.5 million, and that might be the last time we see Callum Robinson celebrate a goal in a Sheffield United shirt. And of course, the deal won't go through until January, so he might still score some more goals between now and the 1st of January. But either way, I just felt it was mutually beneficial, both for us and for Callum, to cash in, get the £16.5 million, give him a fresh start and some first-team football playing for Lazio in the Serie A. And of course, that will take our budget heading into January to around £30 million. So there'll be quite a lot of money to play with in the January window, and we might possibly look for a new striker to replace Robinson as a 5th choice rotational option. Still, for our third of 4 games today, we're returning back to Bramwell Lane as we will take on Brighton here for our first game back at home in about 2 weeks. And this was really great to see as well. Just 3 minutes into the game, he continued his streak. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with his 3rd goal in 2 games, heading in a corner after Ryan had made a fabulous save just a few minutes before that. And right away in this game, with no wins at Bramwell Lane to start the month of September off, we were in attack mode and looking aggressive. And it wasn't for the Australian, we would have been 3 or 4 goals after the break. He'd made some fine saves in the first half, none better than that stop there to deny Barry Walsh, as we were still leading by a goal to nil. And 12 minutes after the restart, as Ndidi goes on a run, he plays it through to Dominic, and when you can't stop him from scoring, you got to take him down. Shane Duffy knew he was going through 1-on-1. Despite Ryan being in form, he probably would have smashed it in. Duffy brings him down from behind, and the referee produces a straight red card as he was the last man. A penalty for the Blades. Of course, as we know, Tony normally takes our spot kicks, but with Calvert-Lewin in fine form right now, I had to let Calvert-Lewin take it. Our number 10 looking for goal number 8 this season, but Matt Ryan makes a brilliant save, and whilst for the goal we scored through Calvert-Lewin, it could have been classified as a Matt Ryan error. He came out to claim the corner, got caught in no man's land, and DCL headed it past him. After that goal, it seemed like Ryan was on a mission to make sure that he was going to redeem himself for the goal he conceded. He was making save after save after save, and the Aussie was in splendid form. Another great save there, that time denying Eze, as it was still 1-0, and this time whilst Eze beats him in the 70th minute mark, he can't beat the woodwork. It smacks the frame of the goal, chips the paint, and Brighton escape. It's still 1-0, and with 10 minutes to go, we continue to attack. McCrory finds Shaw down left-hand side. Once again, he picks out Eze, but for the 3rd time, Eze can't get the goal, his 2nd of the season, because Matt Ryan makes another fabulous save. Final score, Sheffield United 1, 10 men, Brighton 0. We get the 3 points, delighted with that, and also back-to-back clean sheets in the Premier League for the first time this season. But you look at the stats here, 12 shots and 8 on target. You might possibly have said he could have done better for our goal, coming out to claim the corner and getting caught in no man's land, but he certainly redeemed himself. If it wasn't for the Australian there, we would have won the game by 4, 5, 6-0. He was absolutely superb, and in the end frustrated us quite a lot. as we had to be satisfied with, in the end, just a 1-0-0 scoreline. As you see, confirmation there, Alfie Lee is going to go to, I think it was Real Salt Lake, the MLS side, come January. So, yeah, either way, despite it being just a 1-0-0 scoreline, it was still 3 points in the bag for Sheffield United, and now 4 wins in our last 4 games in all competitions after a really tough start to Season 4, where we hadn't recorded back-to-back wins to begin the campaign off. We are definitely back on track now. 4 wins in our last 4 games in all competitions. Now taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach for our 4th and final game of today's episode of Match Day 2 in the Europa League group stage, and our first ever European game under the lights here in Yorkshire at Bramwell Lane. We were looking to get to maintain our 100% start to the Europa League group and get a big win here against the German side, who I would say are probably, just like us, the best team in the group right now. So a battle between the best 2 teams in the group, and heading into the game right from the first whistle, staying in attack mode, but seeing a bit of misfortune. 38 minutes into the game, our top scorer this year, Calvert-Lewin, storming into the area, looking to add to his goal tally and to get his first European goal for us, taken down by Stark. Clean challenge, but DCL stays on the pitch and stays down. Thankfully, he would get back to his feet as the play continued, and Morelos was denied by guess who? You might have seen him in the pre-match introductions, Paulo Gazzaniga, starting for Borussia Mönchengladbach. We knew we were going to find it hard to find goals in this game. Great stop by the Argentine there as he pushes Morelos' shot from range wide the post, but I took no risks either. Straight after that moment there, I took off Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Ivan Toney. I was not going to keep him on the pitch there. We had to play it safe rather than sorry, and just as we were ticking into the 45th minute of the game and we were about to enter injury time in the first half, we would finally get the breakthrough in a first half where Paulo would play quite well. Alfredo Morelos, who scored a brace on the opening group game away in Austria, gets his 3rd goal in the Europa League already for Sheffield United, and his 5th goal since signing in the summer. £28 million was the fee to bring him in, but it's safe to say I think we've made a wise investment there. He is looking very good indeed. In the 59th minute, he almost got his 2nd goal of the game and his 2nd brace. In fact, his 3rd brace since coming in to the team. But once again, it was Paulo with the save, as it was still 1-0, but only for a few extra seconds. From the corner, Davy Prupper whips it into the centre, and who's there to head it in? Ben Godfrey. 1st goal in a Sheffield United shirt for the former Norwich centre-half. Great to see the whole team come celebrate with Godfrey. As we know now, an England international, he actually captained the side a couple of times in the World Cup in the summer in Qatar 2022. Great to see Godfrey get his 1st goal in a Sheffield United shirt since coming into Season 2. Really nice to see, and we would get our 3rd goal with 12.5 minutes to go as Ravel Morrison, out of contract in the summer, playing for a new deal, 29 years old now, would get his 1st goal of the season as well. Still undecided on what we're going to do with Morrison. Cash in January, possibly keep until the end of the season, offer him a new contract before January just to make sure he doesn't leave on a pre-contract. Not too sure yet, but 1st goal of the season for Morrison there. Really nice to see, and the 3 points wrapped up in a very impressive 3-0 victory. So yeah, 100% record to start the Europa League group stage off. A perfect beginning to life in European football for Sheffield United. 2 wins from 2, back on track in the Premier League as well with back-to-back wins. It's 4 clean sheets in our last 5 games in all competitions. Very impressive to see. And we're into the next round of the EFL Cup as well. So whilst it was a tough beginning, smooth saves don't make skillful sailors. It had to be a tough start for us to get back on track and now start playing the Sheffield United way. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. A big thank you for watching. We hope you have enjoyed. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.